Hey, it's Dr. Rosanna, and as always, one of my major goals here is to help you get healthy and stay healthy by reducing the impact of everyday stresses in your life to get you expert at turning down that stress response as quickly as possible so you can think more clearly and avoid overreacting, which oftentimes can make the whole situation a lot worse. In this family of lessons, you'll find many examples of everyday stress in the form of a roadmap and show you how to use EFT1 training on whatever life throws your way, right in the moment. This is everyday EFT for money problems. The thing to keep in mind about money problems is that there's always an anxiety overlay in the way you really feel about money. A good thing to do before you start your work on money problems would be to talk about your general anxiety while you're tapping. If it's a body sensation, talk about where you feel it at and what it feels like. Or maybe it makes your mind race or your heart flutter. Whatever your cue for anxiety is, talk about it out loud and tap until you feel calm and settled enough to move on. Let's talk about out-of-control credit card spending. Buy now, pay later. And believe me, you do on many different levels. I call it a smoldering stress. You know, the underlying nag of the debt always haunting you in the background, feeding into a part of you that says, you'll never be free of it. Instant gratification has its roots in you not being very happy in your life. Your quest is find your own personal trigger to diffuse this mess and get yourself out of it. Maybe you're rewarding yourself for the lot in life you've been given. Your home life is disappointing or unhappy. How about passive-aggressive spending and you're leaning into the credit cards damn hard as a punishment to your mate? It's all about the unresolved grudges and feelings you can't express. Or maybe you're not willing to let go of. Yet. Or how about, even though you can't afford it, you deserve it, and you buy it anyway. Everyone else has it. Why can't you? These are just some ideas. But whatever your inner voice is telling you at the time you're getting the urge to shop, or you're already out shopping, pay attention and write it down and use it as a running theme for your personal peace procedure list to correct this problem. Lack mentality. Let's talk about lack mentality. Overspending has its roots in lack, not feeling good enough, and worthlessness. Of course, there's more, but just to name a few. These aspects are sometimes hard to recognize because they could be inherited family beliefs about status and money. And inherited family beliefs are a part of your story. The poor man mentality. You came from a poor family and you were raised poor. Like it or not, you learned the value of a dollar the hard way, and you're proud of the tough times. Remember where you came from. Born poor, die poor. That's one of my family myths. Your personal peace procedure list should reflect all the times in your life when you didn't have money or the opportunities that you yearn for. And no offense to your parents, but it's to help you overcome this obstacle. And by the way, it's not listed on here, but a side note, the turn of the coin on the poor man mentality is that maybe you were raised wealthy, and depending upon how wealthy comes a whole set of limited beliefs all their own. And demotivation is a biggie here. Having everything handed to you on a silver platter can stop you from seeking out who you really are, finding self-worth on your own, and proving to yourself that you're really capable of doing without family money to demotivate your personal ambitions. Living off money someone else made for you can be just as damaging to your self-esteem as being poor, broke, and staying that way. Nevertheless, limiting family beliefs about your family's status and money can really hold you back without you even being aware of it. So to be thorough, Remember what your family truths were growing up. I would go there first on your personal peace procedure list. It can be a very powerful and influential aspect of your personal growth and your financial success. Let's talk about spiritual beliefs about having, keeping, and deserving money. And it may be another huge blockage for you financially. And that way of thinking comes from many different sources from your past and your present. But the right way for you to approach this will be for your personal peace procedure list to reflect your own supporting evidence from past experiences as to why you shouldn't have money, why keeping money is stingy, and why you don't deserve to earn much money. You will find that if you break those barriers, having money isn't such a bad thing after all. Imagine how much more you can do to help others by helping yourself out of these beliefs. If you're living above your means to keep up appearances, this problem has its roots in low self-esteem issues, fear of judgment, and feelings of not being good enough. And that's where I'd go on my personal peace procedure list. Here's some examples of what I mean. Like putting a strain on your budget because you can only wear Manolo Blahnik or Jimmy Choo shoes. You can only wear designer clothes or designer sunglasses. And the handbags that you choose can break the bank while you're squeaking by to your next paycheck. The bottom line is, once you find and knock out the core issues that feed into the reasons why you're overspending, you'll have gained a whole new respect for yourself in the process, and that's extremely empowering. You'll acquire a calmer, anxiety-free approach with your money, and controlling those spending urges will become a thing of the past. It'll be effortless. So now you know how to use EFT as your emotional first aid kit whenever life throws you a curveball. It's the very best way to calm yourself down immediately. For long-term, lasting effects, think personal peace procedure.